Magandang araw mga kaibigan. Ito po ang inyong lingkod si Dr. Arle Imperio at pag-uusapan po natin ngayon ay tungkol po sa functional foods. Ano ba ang mga ito at ito ba po ay kailangan natin? Ngunit bago tayo po ay magpatuloy, meron po lang tayong disclaimer. This presentation is for educational purposes alone. There is no attempt to diagnose, treat, prevent, or cure. If one has a medical condition, always consult our physician, and health statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Ngayon, what is a functional food? Ito po yung mga major elements mga kaibigan. Una, it's food. Hindi to drug. Hindi po to gamot. Ito po ay pagkain. At functional foods has ingredients that support beyond its basic nutritional value. So yan na yung keyword po, yung beyond. And may support the different functions of the body sapagkat marami tayong functions. Circulatory function, digestive function, skeletal muscular function, nervous system function, respiratory, di ba? Reproductive, maraming functions, mahigit 12 ata yan. At nagkakaroon po ngayon ng trend na it becomes a field of specialty. Ang tawag po niyan ay functional medicine, FMD. Ang doktor po, kapag kayo nakatapos po ng medisina at siya po ay licensed physician, meron po after his name, MD, medical doctor. At yan po ay yung medical doctor usually focuses on pathology sa mga sakit. Ngunit itong area na to is more on physiology, function. Kaya functional medicine, it's a growing field of specialty. Kaya nakikita natin na mahalaga itong paksang ito. Ngayon, makikita nyo po sa slide na to yung meron na pong mga let's say, technical references, mga journals, Functional Foods, Concept, Technology and Health Benefits, International Multidisciplinary Conference on Neutraceuticals and Functional Foods, Superfoods for Nutrition and Well-Being. So nakikita niyo po, ang source po niya usually mga plant source, dietary source, yung food. Kaya lang it was, let's say, noted na when you combine certain food ingredients, items, which we now call as functional foods, which goes beyond the nutritional support given to the body, and it will promote human health. So, nakikita niyo po ang illustration na to, no? Actually, ang ideal po is we take wholesome food. Kaya nakikita niyo po sa right side, yan po yung mga pagkain na nagbibigay ng sustansya sa ating katawan. And then through technology, na-identify po yung mga vitamins. And then usually po, it was placed in capsule form sa the left side of the slide. Nakikita niyo po yung mga iba't ibang vitamins na pinaghiwalay-hiwalay. So you may say food in capsule form. So ideally, we take the food in itself, ang tawag ng wholesome food. But through technology, it was now available in liquid, in capsule, in powder, in tablets. Ayan, kaya sinasabing food in capsule form. And then here is another illustration, di ba? Journal of Dietary Supplements. And then yung iba't ibang mga food items leading to the different nutrients. And then nakikita niyo po sa right lower portion of the slide yung broccoli. Ideally, we eat the broccoli itself. But sometimes it's convenient that the active ingredients of the broccoli is now available in capsule form. Remember yung yung concept ng functional food. Kasi usually po, ang food supplement, nakukuha natin yan, mga vitamins, minerals, di po ba? Kaya lang through technology, they were able to identify some active ingredients, ang tawag yan, mga botanicals o kaya biologicals, that will enhance the different functions of the body aside from just providing vitamins and minerals. Kaya yung keyword dun, beyond, di ba? Beyond vitamins and minerals. So, should I take supplements every day? Lalo na, ang dami, no? Nakikita natin, nalilito na po tayo. Ang ideal po mga kaibigan, we take the natural food in its natural form. Less cooking, less processed. Diba? Yun ang ideal. Kaya lang madalas sa ating pagkain hindi rin ideal yung ating kinakain. Kaya malamang we might lack certain nutrients. Kaya doon po pumasok yung concept na to supplement. Diba? To supplement is to add on. It is not to replace. Right? Okay? So, the answer is, should I take supplements daily? Kung akong tatanungin, I would. Because usually my food intake is not perfect or not ideal. Diba? And minsan, mas kina-balance diet po tayo through soil erosion. Baka naman yung nutrients na hinahanap ko sa wholesome food, baka hindi naman kompleto. So, pwede akong maniguro by taking supplementation. So, yan po ang aking personal, let's say, opinion to myself. But I agree, the ideal diet is the one that has been created by nature, created by God for man. Di ba? Mababasa niyo po yun sa first chapter of Genesis, di ba? I think verse 27 or 28, kausap ng Diyos si Adan at si Eva. I give unto you every fruit-bearing tree, every seed, this shall be your food. Then take note, lahat yun natural, wholesome foods direct from nature. So which is better? Can we take them together? Di ba mayroon tayong mga drugs? Ang drug hindi food. Ang food hindi drug. Kaya pagka tayo po ay merong sakit, go to the doctor, and then usually ang ibibigay ng doctor medication o drug. O ngayon, the drug is designed to treat the particular problem. Ang pathology ang tawag doon. Yan ang tanong. Should I add food supplements? Yes, you should add it as food, but not as a drug kasi hindi siya drug in the first place. So yung drug is to treat the problem. Food is to support normal body function. So when it comes to food supplementation, we mentioned a while ago, which is better, whole food or food supplements? Siyempre, sagot yung whole food. Ideally po yan eh. However, there are instances where supplementation may be useful. Kung hindi, let's say, maayos ang ating pong pagkain, yung sinasabing balanced diet, tanungin po natin ang ating sarili, halimbawa, kahapon, balanced ba yung ating kinain, yung balanced diet, papasa kaya? Nakapagkain ba tayo ng 2 tasang gulay, 3 hanggang 5 serving size o prutas, at tamang-tama lang po yung carbohydrates, tamang-tama lang yung protina, tamang-tama lang yung fats and oils, right? We need these major items to generate energy for the body. Kaya pag sumobra, hindi maganda, di po ba? Hindi na balance. Sobra, hindi balance. Kulang, hindi rin po balance. So, madalas po, kung a-analyze natin, hindi balance yung ating kinain kahapon. At mukhang ganun ata during the past many years. At mukhang ganun pa rin in the coming years. Abay, kung ganyan, mag-supplement ka. O, yan ang aking opinion dyan. Okay, so ideally talaga is more fruits and vegetables and functional foods. These are just technology which we can get, let's say, in capsule, in liquid, in powder form, as an additional, let's say, element in eating a well-balanced meal. So yan ang concept mga kaibigan. So what's the difference? Yeah, in short, what is the difference? We mentioned it already at the start. Food supplements generally is vitamins and minerals. Functional foods is that biologic components coming from even the same food that was being separated, extracted, yung mga ganyan-ganyan. And their benefit goes beyond what vitamins and minerals can contribute. So mga examples niyan, yung mga prebiotics, probiotics, di ba? Nucleotides, oligopeptides, di ba? Yung complex dietary nucleotides. So these are dietary ingredients. These are food elements. But when combined in a certain way, they support uh, many functions of the body aside from what vitamins and minerals would contribute. So, ang goal natin sa ating discussion, ito mga kaibigan, pag tinanong ka, ano yan, food supplement? Pwede ang sagot oo, food supplement. Pero pwede rin ang sagot, ito po ay functional food. At least you should know the difference. That is the purpose of our discussion today. Kaya yung functional food po, pinapakita ko lang dito na talagang pinag-aaralan na po, it's a new trend. Kaya nga meron na pong Journal of Functional Food and Neutraceutical. Yung Neutraceutical, notice the keyword nutrients, di ba? Nutrition, but available in, let's say, uh, pharmacological form. Na yung drug po, yun ang pharmaceutical. Kasi drugs talaga yun. Ito, mukhang drug, pero hindi drug. Kasi it comes from nutrients. Kaya nutraceutical. So at least at this point, you know the difference. Minsan phyto-nutraceutical o kaya botanicals o kaya biologic food items. Ayan, ano? So we're emphasizing the same thing, ano? If you look at the upper portion of the slide, o di ba? Food yan, di ba? Andun yung kamatis, yung gulay, green leafy vegetables. And then they were, let's say, concentrated, if I may say, and then available in more convenient form. O kaya, yan ang trend, di ba? Okay? So, just a review. Sa balanced diet, mga kaibigan, ang hinahabol natin yung mga nutrients. So, field of nutrition yan. So, yung pag sinabing well-balanced meal o kaya balanced diet, a, a balanced diet means you get these food nutrients every day. So, the general energy of the body will come from carbohydrates, protein, and fat. Diba? Yung sabing carbohydrate metabolism, protein metabolism, and lipid metabolism. And then, vitamins and minerals, we get it from fruits and vegetables. And then, yung fiber, nandun rin yun sa fruits and vegetables. And then, water. So, ito yung kailangan na we should be able to get every day. So, carbohydrates is to provide energy. And then, yung mga good sources niyan, yan, cereals, tinapay, pasta, rice, potatoes. Ideally, yung mga complex carbohydrates, kagaya ng mais, di ba? Kamote. Yung protein also gives energy, but it's more for growth and repair. Bodybuilding, ang inahabol natin dito, yung mga amino acids, there are 20 of them. So, ang general sources po, kung sa vegetarian, yan, beans, pulses. Ngayon yung iba, from dairy products, fish, meat, eggs, yan ang mga best sources. And then yung fat to provide energy, also to store energy in the body, and to insulate it against the cold. So ang good sources yan, butter, oil, and nuts. Yung mga buto-buto, yan, di ba? Yung mga nuts, di ba? Walnut, peanuts, di ba? Minerals yan, from fruits and vegetables. They are in small amounts, but they're important to maintain health. So, kagaya ng sodium chloride, salt, milk for calcium, and liver for iron. And then yung vitamins, yan yung, di ba? Fat-soluble vitamins, for example. And then water-soluble vitamins. They are needed in small amount to maintain health. So dairy foods, fruit and vegetables. And then makukuha natin sa prutas at gulay yung fiber. Yung fiber is very important because they provide roughage to help keep the food moving through the gut. Parang yan yung mga walis ng ating pong digestive tract para gumalaw po yung pagkain at gumalaw po yung mga dapat itapon, yung mga basura to be expelled out. And fiber is very important. And then yung water is needed for the cells and body fluids. Meron tayong sinasabing extracellular fluid, and then that's the fluid between cells. And then meron po tayong intracellular fluid, the fluid inside the cell. So ito po araw-araw, di ba? Kaya pagka hindi kompleto yung ating nutrients o ay sabit, di ba? So this can be derived from whole food. Yun talagang direkta na sa yung food provided by nature. And then, kung hindi natin nakuha sa direct intake, then the next choice is to take it from supplementation, na ito rin ang binibigay. Diba? Lalo na yung vitamins and minerals. Fiber nga, di ba? You can take fiber capsules. O, nakuha niyo po yung idea? Yung ideal po is natural food from nature, and then through technology, nagkaroon ng supplementation. It is just as an add-on, not to replace the ideal of taking food direct from nature. Yan na, nakakaintindi na po tayo. So ito po is just to compare. Nakikita nyo sa gitna yung functional foods. And then sa extreme right, drugs, di ba? And then nutraceuticals. And then traditional foods and beverages. And reduced foods. Yung reduced foods, yung parang binawasan. Kunyari, low salt, low sodium, low fat, low sugar. At using traditional ingredients, pa ganyan. Okay? And then traditional foods and beverages. Okay? Kagaya ng salabat halimbawa. And then functional foods, ayun, di ba? Nakuha niya po yung example. And then nutraceuticals, ito yung parang itsurang gamot pero hindi gamot. Okay? So they may contain certain ingredients. Okay? Nakuha niyo pa. O ngayon, how does the functional foods support the entire body? So yung functional foods can come from herbal sources, ang tawag niyan botanicals or biological or kaya herbal food. And then meron talaga yung mga functional foods as also as a new category. Pinag-combine yan, they will provide fiber, polyphenol, and polysaccharides. But take note mga kaibigan, yung sinasabing axis. Di ba? Lahat yan nasa digestive tract, di ba? Yung small and large intestines. But it will support the gut-liver axis. It will support the gut-heart axis. It will support the gut-lung axis. It will support the gut-kidney axis. So nakikita niya po, no? It supports the vital organs like the liver, the heart, the brain, the lungs, and the kidney. O ganyang ka-pervasive. Kaya ang influence o kaya yung scope ng functional foods to support the normal functions of the body. Ngayon, here is a slide to give a brief overview on the development of food supplements. So, di ba, nag-umpisa yung mga 1930s, 40s, 50s na una vitamins and then vitamin C, and then later on antioxidants, and then botanicals, right? Herbal food, and then stem cells, either plant or animal-based source. But gusto ko po i-emphasize na there is a new participant or party in the functional food, let's say, area, na ito yung sinasabing nucleotide supplementation. So nakikita niya po yung Imorigen, which is a functional food because it has ingredients, dietary ingredients that will support the normal function of the body. So yan ifo-focus natin in a little while. So yung una po, pinakita lang natin yung context ng functional food. So, to realize how Imorigen will help supporting the entire system of the body. So, i-review natin ang struktura ng ating katawan. So, this is what we call the one-page presentation. Nakikita niyo po yung body. Inside the body are systems and each system has many organs. O yan, tingnan niyo maigi. Humingi kayo ng kopya itong diagram na to. It's easily available. You can get it in your backup office or you can get it with your team. Pero ang gusto ko po mapansin yung mga kaibigan na sa loob ng katawan natin, organs. There are many organs. Just to mention a few, brain organ, heart organ, lungs organ, stomach organ, intestines, small and large, di ba? Skeletal system, muscular system, reproductive system, endocrine system. They involve organs, tissues, right? Di ba? Ngayon, ang gusto ko pong ma-realize natin, isang organ lang bumigay sa loob ng katawan natin. Sabi tayo, isa lang. Our life depends upon the life of the weakest organ. Kaya ang concept po mga kaibigan, palalakasin natin lahat ng ating mga organs. Hindi lang isa. Kailan pag bibigyan na yung isa, siyempre, kailangan ipakita sa doctors para ma-evaluate. For example, kung kidney, the nephrologist, kung puso, cardiologist, kung lungs, pulmonologist, and so forth. Bawat organ, composed of tissue and cell. Iba-ibang pangalan yan, depende sa organ. Diba? For example, let's say, brain, that's an organ, right? Then you have brain tissue, and then you have the neurons sa nervous system. For example, sa lungs, di ba? You have the bronchus, the lungs, and then you have the alveolar sac, right? O halimbawa sa buto, di ba? Skeletal, and then you now have the bone tissue, and then you have the bone cell, which we call, let's say, osteocytes. Nakuha niya pa? Iba-ibang pangalan nila, pero ganoon din ang pattern. Pero pagdating na po sa loob ng cell, lalo na yung nucleus pababa, lahat pare-pareho ang pangalan. Di ba? Nucleus, o sa loob ng nucleus, chromosome. Sa loob ng chromosome, DNA. Sa loob ng DNA, nucleotide. Any system, any organ, ganon yung pattern, pare-pareho. So, nakikita niyo po sa diagram. Ngayon, mahalaga, pag naintindihan natin yung struktura ng katawan, babantayan natin yung DNA, tsaka yung nucleotide. Kasi ang nilalaman pala ng DNA, nucleotide, yung nakikita niyo mga letra. Yung letter G, yan ang guanine. Letter C, cytosine. Letter T, thymine. Letter A, adenine. Sa DNA. Okay? Yung mga letra na yan. Nakita niyo nasa loob ng DNA. At yung DNA nasa loob ng chromosome. At yung 46 chromosomes, mga kaibigan, nasa loob ng nucleus ng bawat cell, ng bawat tissue organ. So, ang dulo pala nucleotide, DNA, chromosome connection. You may call this the molecular foundation of our life, the molecular basis of our existence. Dati, ang kaalaman lang natin nasa cell. Kaya nga sabi natin, the cell is the basic functional unit of the body. Kaya sinasabi natin, kung ang cells mo healthy, healthy ka. Ang cells mo may sakit ka. Ano sakit mo, depende lang kung saan yung cell. Kung cell ng buto, baka ma-arthritis. Kung cell ng urinary tract, di may UTI. Kung cells ng liver, baka may hepatitis. Kung cells ng lungs, baka may emphysema, pneumonia. Nakuha niyo pa? So, through technology, let's say in the field of biochemistry, ayan, naku. Ang connection pala, chromosome, DNA, nucleotide. Ngayon, ano naman ang connection niya sa Imorigen? Yung Imorigen, ang mga sangkap niya, ang isa doon, nucleotide. At yan po ay natural component ng DNA, natural component ng katawan. And we have the nucleotide as a supplement in the form of Imorigen. Yun ang point. Na meron na palang nucleotide supplement. And it is acting as a functional food. Because nucleotide is not a vitamin, it is not a mineral, it's nucleotide. That's why a functional food, binanggit natin kanina, is that it has ingredients that goes beyond let's say, basic nutrition. It is not simply vitamins and minerals, though they can be combined together. Okay, nakuha niyo po yung main idea. Yung DNA, nababasa niyo po, deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, to furthermore see the importance of nucleotides in the body. So nakikita niyo yung diagram ng yung deoxyribonucleic acid, di ba? Nag-unwind siya, nakikita po natin yung base pairs that we usually identify as nucleotides. But actually, the nucleotide is it's DNA nucleotide, RNA nucleotide. Inside the DNA nucleotide are the bases. Yun na nga, nakikita niyo po, diba? Yung pairing, thymine, adenine, guanine, cytosine. Cytosine, guanine, adenine, thymine, di ba? They are in pairs. And then yung chromosome, kung saan nanggagaling o nakalagay yung DNA, apat yung arms niya, di ba? Yung telomere, o nakikita niyo telomere. Yung chromatid, then yung telomere, and then yung P-arm, tsaka Q-arm, di ba? Centromere, nasa gitna. Yan ang struktura ng chromosome. Sa loob ng chromosome, genes or genome. And then sa loob ng DNA, ayan, yung base pairs. Okay? Yun, nakikita natin sa bandang kanan, di ba? Nakikita nyo DNA. And then yung A, adenine, thymine, that is one pair, and cytosine, guanine. Okay? And then the phosphate backbone is the one that puts them together. So, ganyan ganyan ang struktura. O ngayon, yung DNA, hawak niya yung blueprint ng buhay natin. Hawak niya yung instructions on how to grow, develop, survive, and reproduce. At nagugustuhan ko po yung symbol sa bandang kanan. Yan yung symbol ng medicine. At you can now see the chromosome and DNA being illustrated. Okay, so we now specifically focus on Imorigen. Yung Imorigen, trade name yan. Coming from two keywords, immunity and regeneration. And then ang mahalaga mga kaibigan, ma-realize natin na siya po ay organic food supplement. Nang ingredients po, complex dietary nucleotides, peptides, oligopeptides, amino acids, and minerals. Hindi ito mga drugs. Food po ito, dietary nga po. Kaya nga, ito po ay food supplement. Pero hindi po siya ordinaryong food supplement, functional food. So, yun ang aking punto. Kaya nga, diniscuss natin mula umpisa, ano ibig sabihin ng functional food? And so, you will realize that Imorigen is actually a functional food. And the body needs all of these items to keep the cells alive and healthy. Nucleotides, binabasa ko po, are required to repair defective cells. Nucleotides support the body's natural DNA repair mechanism. They help the body cell to build, repair, and regenerate. Nucleotides, therefore, play an important role in maintaining optimal health. So, nakita niyo ba? So naintindihan natin na siya po ay functional food. Ngayon, another reason why functional food po siya, hindi lang siya vitamins and minerals. Kung para makita natin yung halaga ng kanyang dietary ingredients, i-review natin yung sinasabing central dogma of life. Diba? Very important. Kasi central nga Dogma, ibig sabihin totoo. Biology, life. Yung process niyan is DNA, RNA, protein. Diba? The DNA contains the code, the RNA copies the code to create the protein. And protein is already everything. It's the entire body. Because the body is protein in character. Di ko niya pa. Yung building the body, maintaining the body, repairing the body, it's the central dogma. And all the instructions are coming from the DNA. So, yung two basic steps niya, ayan, para maintindihan natin, transcription and translation. Transcription, kagaya ng secretary, di ba? Transcribe o transcriber. Kinopya yung code, yung instructions mula sa DNA. And then, eventually, it will be translated to create protein. Now, transcription, the code from the DNA is copied. This is the messenger RNA or mRNA. This occurs inside the nucleus. So saan yun? Saan nagagawa yung messenger RNA? Saan nangyayari yung transcription? Sagot, sa loob po ng nucleus. Talagang tagong-tago. Ngayon, itong messenger RNA or mRNA lalabas sa nucleus. Kaya ang nucleus may butas, porous po siya. Paglabas niya doon sa cytoplasm ng cell, ita-translate. The mRNA moves out of the nucleus and goes into the cytoplasm. And in the cytoplasm, the messengerial RNA is translated into a protein by the use of amino acids. Kailangan pala ng amino acids. 20 yan eh. Okay, kakabit yan doon sa code eh. And then, nakikreate yung protein. Nakuha niyo po? Parang ito po ang pinakasimpleng proseso pero very complex po ito mga kaibigan. So, after having understood the central dogma of biology or life, doon sa right side, if you will now closely look the dietary ingredients of Imorigen, which is a trade name, number 1, meron siyang complex dietary nucleotides. To be technical, yun yung nitrogen bases, which is the part of the structure of the DNA and RNA. Di mahalaga ngayon itong nucleotides na to. And then during translation where protein will be created, we need the essential amino acids, siyam yun, to completely create the 20 amino acids. Yung 20 amino acids, mga kaibigan, parang yan po yung letra sa keyboard ng let's say, ng typewriter o kaya ng computer. Di ba mahalaga na andun lahat ang mga letra? Kung kulang ang mga letra, di ba, may mga words na hindi magagawa. Ganon din po sa katawan natin during translation, kung kulang ang amino acids, mahihirapan ng katawan. Hindi niya maita-translate yung code, kulang sa letra eh. So, yung Imorigen, it has the 9 essential amino acids and then all the other amino acids will be created with a formula. Specifically, the total amino acids in the Imorigen as listed is 17 amino acids. Okay? And then, eventually, the central dogma, the end result is the protein o kaya peptides. Ngayon, yung formula ng Imorigen, naglagay pa siya ng peptides o kaya oligopeptides. Mga protein linkages yan, which will support the biologic function of the different organ tissues of the body. And then, of course, meron din siyang konting vitamins and minerals. So, yan po yung ingredients ng Imorigen. That's why you will notice it's not simply as a food supplement. It is not just simply vitamins and minerals. Meron siyang mga additional dietary ingredients that will go beyond the general support of, let's say, food supplements. Kaya yung Imorigen formula, mga kaibigan, pag kinumbine natin yan with glucan, which is another food ingredient, and fulvic, which is a combination of 72 trace minerals, pag pinagsabay-sabayan, mga kaibigan, wow, you have a very powerful food supplement that will support the normal functions of the body. And take note, it is food. Hindi siya drug. Hindi siya medicine. Food siya, pero hindi siya ordinaryong food. And then you may say, functional food siya. Kung naiintindihan natin yung functional food. Ayos ba? Kaya yan po, mga kaibigan, ang maikling presentation natin. And from the Philippines, we always shout, mabuhay, which means more to our life, health, and prosperity. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat.